Hey guys, Ryan Dement, True Podcast. I hope you are having a great day. This week, 3 topics. I'll keep it short. 1, Senate Bill 9, Senate Bill 10 in California, how it's going to impact your backyard and coming to a neighborhood near you. 2, is the housing market crashing, going up, staying sideways? What is it going to do? Lennar reported some great numbers, but they missed on their top revenue line for the first time. And 3, forbearance. The moratorium's over. There's 400,000 homeowners coming to market in October. Are they going to continue to pay? Are they going to default? Are they going to sell? Or is there going to be a mixed bag? Stay tuned. All right, guys. California Senate Bill 9 passed last week after the recall election. Crazy times. Now people are saying not in my backyard. And basically what Senate Bill 9 is saying, that homeowners of single family residents can add multiple units to their property, which in 2017, it looks like Gray Davis and then Newsom passed a law that allowed people to put the in-law suites in. This is just a tack on to now you can have up to 4 units on the property. The caveat in there is now if there is open land within a residential marketplace, they're now allowing apartments to be built. So I don't know how many of those are going to go up, but there's a lot of people saying not in my backyard on this. And I'm thinking, hey, if they're creating some additional houses that potentially could be used for rentals, God bless them. Good, go for it. But unfortunately, where this bill missed the boat, guys, is it still doesn't solve the affordability issue that is going on in California and across this nation. And if you didn't know, I'll tell you, California has an affordability issue. $800,000. Let it ring out. Let it come to you. $800,000 gets you a median home in California. I know I can't afford it. Can you? That's crazy town. What needs to happen? Need to get started into those neighborhoods and start redeveloping blocks where people want to become homeowners and start creating some affordable, sustainable homes. But that's a whole nother subject. Senate Bill 9, it's just allowing people to put some units on the back of their homes, up to 3 additional, which will put a 4-plex on it. It will create rentals, but it also going to create issues in the rental market because the going rate for rentals are in these markets as they add them on are not going to be below market rate. You're going to be looking at market rate. And if a house is a median price of $800,000, guess what? You're probably going to be paying $2,000 to $3,000 in rent for a small little, I guess, duplex in the back of someone's house with no backyard, no nothing. And I don't know how many Californians can afford that. Stay tuned. We'll talk more about that. All right, guys. Topic number 2, the housing market. Everyone's talking about it. I'm not a Debbie Downer, but I'd rather come with the facts. Housing starts came out yesterday, 1.6 million or 3.9% increase. But guess what? All fake, fake, fake. The actual single family residence was down 0.2 month over month. What floated the housing starts were multifamily, 530,000 units. Multifamily's up and down. It's hot and cold. It bounces back and forth like a ping pong ball. But last month, if you didn't dig into the numbers, you wouldn't know that housing starts were off. They only came out and said, hey, seasonally adjusted, blah, 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 3.9% up. And they were looking for down. But guess what? I'll give you the facts and make sure that you understand what's going on. From this, I want to jump into new builds. And just so you guys know, there's not just one housing market. There's housing markets all over the nation. My housing market is not the same as yours. So take that with a grain of salt. But here in the Phoenix market, we have new builders, and let's digress into the Lennar topic. They released their second quarter earnings the other day. They missed on the top, but they delivered almost 16,000 homes with an average profit of over $100,000, and they've got a backlog of literally 60,000 homes ready to be built, and they can't even deliver the 30,000 plus in the quarter. They're only at 15,000. So how many people are going to continue to wait and wait and wait to get a house built? There's the thing called, supply and demand. And as we talk, and as I tell you about this today, lumber, our favorite topic, is $612 as of close today on September 22nd. So it's bouncing back like I called it. We'll probably settle in the mid sixes for a bit, and then we'll probably come back down a bit until the springtime, and then we'll start bouncing back. I don't think this is going to be a pre-pandemic levels to where we were I think we were in the 4s or 5s. Just not going to happen. Supply and demand, you've got too many people holding back on the supply, which wanes on the demand and then pushes everybody all over the place. The number one thing Lennar talked about in their call the other day was the lack of supply and the lack of ability to get people to come to work. They can't produce a house quick enough because of that, which they're trying to elevate the market and push it up in the sense of continuing here in the Phoenix market to do blind bids. So they'll release several houses or a phase of 5 or 6 or 10, and everybody's doing a blind bid. So they're still bidding up the price of the house. The Fed came out today and said they are going to start increasing interest rates, the Fed rate, starting next year. People's money are already stretched with the dollars that are going into properties today. And a lot of people are not putting 20% down. So guess what? They're strapping themselves with an additional PMI payment in there. So what's going to happen when you put more people on the radar when it comes to their interest rate? Interest rates start floating to 3.5%, 4%. You're adding a couple $100, sometimes more, in a payment. You already got people stretched. What are you going to do? But Lennar said in their earnings that they continue to see strong growth in majority of their markets. Well, yeah. In my development, right across the street, they're starting another development, Lennar is, and they're doing 196 homes, and they've already got 82 people waiting for properties that are starting at over 400 or close to, they're 399, call it $400,000 for almost identical house. So they're paying literally about $20,000 more than what I paid. I closed in February of this year. I don't know about you, but isn't that crazy? Is that not just, let me think about it and say, let me see what the market does to cool off? It's, I don't know what to say. It's just crazy. I just don't know where to go with it, other than if you're out looking for a house, make sure it makes dollars and cents and don't get emotionally tied to it. It has to work for your budget. Otherwise, you're setting you and your family up for failure. Just make sure you do the numbers and it boxes and you can afford it. Topic 3, guys, forbearance. The Mortgage Bankers Association came out beginning of the week talking about the number of homeowners in forbearance. I won't go into that in detail. I just want to hit the highlights. They said 400,000 homeowners are coming out of forbearance with their first payments due October 1st. No one knows what this mixed bag is going to be. Are they going to make a payment and keep paying? Are they going to sell their house? Or are they going to be foreclosed or do a deed in lieu? No one really knows. But if you kind of extrapolate the data out of what they're seeing, roughly between 5.5% and 7% of the homes that were in forbearance during that time have either refied or paid off, which means they got sold. That being said, will all 400,000 in the month of October come to market? I don't think so. It's going to come over a period of time. But there's 1.5 million other houses that are, or homeowners that are still sitting out there that are going to come out over a period of time. So we have several months of this happening, and they just recently had some come back in for more forbearance, and they're going to continue to go through the process. And I don't know if they're going to get 6 months or 12 months again. I've seen in the secondary market that we play in the note investing, in the defaulted mortgages, I've seen mortgages with 24 months of missed payments. That's well before the pandemic. So are lenders holding back on foreclosures? From what I'm seeing, yes, but I can't tell you in each market because we don't service all 50 states and we don't buy in every single market. I can only tell you what I'm seeing from the markets that we're buying in. Do I hope that these homeowners that are coming out of forbearance going to make their payments? Yes. But I'm also realistic to know that from the individuals that I've spoken to with notes that we've purchased, majority of them want help, but at times don't want to put the effort in to get the help. So they kind of wait till the last second. And unfortunately, last second, either they get foreclosed upon, they potentially can walk away with a deed in lieu and pray for that. Or the third is their loan gets sold in the secondary market and hope they find a better lender that can work with them. But this market is up and down, and it's different in every place. In the development I'm in, Toll Brothers is building in here, and when they first started, they were like $425, $435. They're now over $660,000. And we're not even talking a year yet. They have standing inventory. So they have lots that they've allotted and lotteried and haven't sold because the price has gotten too high. I don't know what they're going to do on a price reduction because that'll cause a lot of problems. As you home builders know out there, you can't do that publicly, so you've got to work your way around it. Every day I get emails about standing inventory in this development I'm in, and it's not just Toll Brothers. There's other builders here that have standing inventory also. The market is changing, and as we get more inventory to the marketplace on the existing home side from forbearance and also evictions, because there are going to be some landlords that are going to walk away and say, I don't want to do this anymore, and they're going to sell those properties. You're going to get some additional volume come to the market, and it's going to soften prices a bit. I'm not saying it's going to be a buyer's market. I'm telling you it's going to start swinging towards that direction, but I don't think it's going to completely go there because I think this will be absorbed by the demand once you see the softer prices on the existing home side. The home builders, I think they're going to artificially prop up their pricing for a bit of time. They're going to see the demand waver and come off of the highs that they're seeing today, and they'll have to make adjustments to their pricing. They'll have to compete with the existing home sales going forward. If they don't, then they won't make it, which we all know they will, and they'll change. But right now, they've got the upper hand because rates are low. And once rates start changing, the Fed stops buying mortgage-backed securities, you're changing the market and how it actually plays out. Lending, underwriting, all those things potentially could change just with the Fed changing how they're actually doing things on the purchase side. And that doesn't even bring us into the repo market on the Fed, so let's not even go there. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, share. If you can't tell, I'm passionate about these topics. I love these topics, and I love to have these discussions. Stay safe, stay healthy. I'll see you guys on the other side. Have a good one.